So my name is Ryan Goldberg, and I'm the president of Lambda Chi, and I'm here to talk about my experience in the President's Class 2017. So going into the class, my expectations were kind of all over the place. I really didn't know what to expect. I couldn't imagine how a curriculum could be based around being the president of a Greek organization. That's something that never really appeared that could happen for me. And I was very excited about doing it. I remember my predecessor talking about the importance of being in this class and how I really should do it and how it helps you create a network, but I didn't understand the true value of it until after the class. At the time, I knew very little about TFSL. I didn't know how it operated. I didn't know who was in charge of it. I barely knew our advisor, Christine. So I was excited to go in to hopefully learn more about the operations and like how I could connect with them. And as far as knowing other people in the class, I only knew one other president at the time, and I was looking forward to making new connections. It was a little daunting since some of the other people knew each other, but again, I was still excited and ready to meet new people. And at this time, I felt kind of uneasy about holding my position. My predecessor kind of left a bad taste in my mouth with how he was worried about liability and responsibility and how much work it was. And I was hoping that this class would give me a better understanding about how much liability I actually had and how much work and how I could delegate and just become a better leader. So during the class, we got right into it. We started with readings and quizzes, and I was quickly alerted to the fact that there will be literature for this class, and I thought there was a lot of really insightful literature that talked about developing your leadership skills and examples of leadership in Greek life and outside of Greek life. And then we did a lot of icebreakers so we get to know each other, and I thought this was really valuable because we got to know each other on a personal scale, like our majors, our grades, what our values were, and also the value-related activities helped do that as far as like talking about like what our values were as leaders and like what we brought to the table and how we were different and how we instilled our own values as well as our national chapters as values within our individual chapters. And then we did volunteer work, which was cool. I thought that gave us a holistic idea of what Greek life is about. It's about being leaders, about brotherhood, sisterhood, but also like giving back to the community, philanthropy, something that's sometimes overlooked. And I liked how this class, gave more insight to that. And we actually got to experience that as a class. And I thought we actually made a difference, which was awesome. Then we talked a lot about the social change model, which I think has been really influential in the way I've dictated my leadership style moving forward. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. So the lessons that I found that had the greatest impact on me and how I apply them into my presidency and the way I conduct chapter and stuff like that was the final lecture. I thought that was a super inspiring story about remaining positive despite obstacles that are placed before you. And it's something that I instill in my chapter every day. I try to explain to people no matter how down we get, there's going to be bumps in the road, we're going to have problems, but we can't move past them if we're going to be negative. We have to stay positive, look at the bright side. I mean, this man was dealing with stage 4 cancer, and he was able to move past it and leave a lasting impact. And then the social change model. There's been times when I first took over the presidency where I felt like we didn't have a direction, a culture, and identity. And using some of the C's from the social change model have helped us establish a common purpose, something that we can always get back to as a chapter if there's something that goes wrong. For example, we went through a little bit of a funk in the beginning of the spring, and then I kind of brought us all back and thought, what are our main goals here? And it kind of united people under one goal of, just improving the chapter. Kind of united behind our philanthropy, which I thought was awesome. And I thought we did a really good job of that. And then controversy with civility, something that we really try to work on. I try to promote, people disagreeing with each other. That's good. That's how ideas are created. But doing it in a way that's respectful to each other, and in a way that's not berating each other. Because at the end of the day, we're all brothers. And then servant leadership was another lesson that really stood out to me. It really gave me an idea that being a leader isn't just being at the top of the spectrum. Instead, it's being at the bottom and pushing people up and being a servant, being selfless and empowering people to make decisions and be better leaders. And that's something I've really tried to employ with my executive board, try to make them become servants of the chapter, but not in a bad way, but just to empower our general membership. And as far as leading the class, I felt like I've gained experiences and skills that made me a better leader. I feel like I've become a more wholesome, well-rounded leader that can take more perspectives into account, and I've learned a number of different leadership styles. I feel confident in my job as president. I feel like at this point I can deal with any crisis, any situation, and do it effectively. I was able to use the material and lessons from class directly into internal chapter operations, which I mentioned before. and it was awesome. It was almost like a therapy session in our classes. We were able to talk about our problems, and like to know that I was dealing with problems that other presidents had made me feel was really comforting, and to know the fact that I wasn't going through it alone, and there was people I had. And then like the relationships and the support system that I created through this process was something that was unlike any other. These guys I could trust with anything. I know they have my back. I know we're one. It made us feel like we were one community instead of individual chapters. And that's something that I hope to do with my chapters, leave a legacy. Should make sure that I can leave it in a better place than when I got here. Make sure that it's easier. Like the job for future leaders is easier than mine was, and that we can continue to grow and improve as a chapter. And I think this president's class has really done that.